youth participation really matters because youth participation is part of the full participation and diversity. There is no real diversity without the youth. I think this is pretty obvious, but sometimes we forget about it. And the discussion about diversity is about different marginalized groups, but we don't always remember about the big group that is very diverse itself, and it will take over our countries and the planet. And it's not fully represented in politics. So I think this is one of the main reasons. And youth participation for me is also very important because the youth brings to the table topics that older generations often forget, or sometimes they don't even occur to think about because they're not their topics. We can see it very clearly now with topics like climate change and environment. We can see it with the topics like equality, digitalization, something that younger generations are living with since they started actually speaking, talking, and going to school, and older generations maybe don't feel it in the same way. So yeah, without full participation of young people in politics, in public life, these topics will not be present or will be underrepresented or represented in a way that really does not reflect what the youngest generation feels, how the young people feel about it. And I think when you're talking about youth participation, two things are important. That the participation, even in political life, can be done in two main forms. So it can be done within political parties or within social movements. And for the youngest generation, these two forms are actually closer together than we may realize, because all the data, all the evidence shows that younger people are not really willing to engage in party politics in the way we know it. Younger people are more driven by particular topics. So also I think it means that political parties should change the way they work to be attractive for young people, should be more oriented on particular topics rather than this old-fashioned party politics. And one more message I would give to political parties is to be authentic and to engage people really, not only to pretend that they listen to the young people, because young people are very allergic to everything that's not authentic. So if you're only pretending you want to do something with young people or for young people, they will not listen and they will turn their back and go away. So the parties should be actually listening and actually involving young people in their activities. And very last thing is, I would like to stress that participation of young people in politics, in party politics and in electoral processes really matters. And we see it right now, 2 days after elections in Poland that changed the political landscape fully. We see now that participation of the youngest chunk of the electorate was decisive to the huge change that will bring Poland back to the democratic, liberal, and European path. Without the gigantic mobilization of the youngest chunk of voters, we would not achieve that. The mobilization, the turnout among young people was huge because they knew that the government, the liberal regime, was not speaking their language, was not listening to them, was only pretending, and was actually doing many things totally contrary to their will and to their needs. So they went last Sunday and they massively voted for a change, and the change will come. So yeah, real participation is something that really matters.